Beyond this, as she said, you various other co-curricular activities. You have mooting, you have debating. Mooting is where you're given a problem and you just go up before, like you represent one side and you have an opponent who represents the other side, and you have a mock judge, who's sitting there, who judges you. It's like a simulation of a courtroom, right?
No, that's okay.
That's okay. And then you have, of course, debating, quizzing. We also do legal aid programs. Now, we are actually part of the committee that does the legal aid programs, which is we go in to villages and schools of rural areas, and we explain to them what their rights are. We explain to them, what the things are, and if they have any legal issues, they take it up with us. And which is, I think, is an apt time for you guys to tell. I'll give you a phone number at the end of this. If any of you have any issues, any legal questions, anything at all, you can just call that number, and that's our hotline, so to speak, where we'll be able to answer it. And if any of you want to file an RTI application, as we covered earlier, if you want more information about any of these things, we'll also give you a couple of bookmarks which you can use. We'll have the number on it. Again, you can call us on that, and we'll be able to cover, and we'll be able to tell you how to go about it and everything. We can also probably file the application for you, but there's no fun in that. So we'll just teach you how to do it, and you guys can go ahead and do it yourself.
And don't worry, it's just students like us. We're just a couple of years older than you.
Now comes to the part where we are here, is to give you this test. Right? So now, as I already told you why we're here, the ensure diversity in the law schools. So we're going to give you a test now which is going to be 60 minutes long. Right? It's an aptitude test. It's on very simple general knowledge. But apart from, that's only one or two questions. Apart from that, you test it on English, you test it on logical reasoning, and you test it very lightly on math. Very simple 10th standard math. And legal reasoning, which is also where you're given a certain legal norm and you're given certain facts. You don't have to know any law before this. Let me make that perfectly clear. You don't have no legal knowledge is necessary. It's only legal reasoning, where we'll give you a line about the law and we'll give you a certain set of facts. And all we want you to do is apply this line to those facts and tell us what the result is. It's a multiple choice exam. It's I'd say fairly moderately easy. I wouldn't say it's very easy. It's moderately easy, and you have there's only one descriptive question in the entire thing where you'll have to give your reason for writing your answer. But apart from that, everything is multiple choice. It's very easy, and it mirrors what you're going to be writing in the CLAT, in the common law admission test. So based on this, we're going to select, I don't know how many people, depending on other results as well. We're going to put you into the common pool, and after we evaluate all the papers, we'll select a couple of you. And whoever gets selected through this, we're providing you a scholarship of sorts. We'll ensure you have free coaching at one of the best centers for the CLAT. We'll personally mentor you and ensure that your progress is fine. And we'll do whatever the best we can to ensure that your training is, and then we'll help you write the CLAT as well. If you clear the CLAT after this coaching, we'll also ensure that your fees are paid for the entire 5 years. You won't have to pay a penny, right? All 5 years the fees are paid for. It's completely taken care of on scholarship. And beyond that as well, we'll help you. But the program ends 6 years from now if you get into a law school, but that everything is paid for until then. So this is perhaps the reason why we're targeting such an audience, is because otherwise I don't think you'd consider writing this exam, right? I don't know if you would.
Is anyone considering writing law? No?
Our contact details. This is Athara. So you can note it down if you want. I'll just leave this on the screen for now. But because you guys are in a hurry, I think we'll get started on the test itself. It's around 2:30 now. So you guys can take up till 3:45. You can finish by 3:30 and leave if you want. That's not a problem. Yeah, so where do we get from the test?
Yeah, we can get it in that dining area.
Okay, that should be fine.
Does anyone have any doubts?
And I know we kind of rushed through everything here today. But generally about even write to information if you have any questions. Anything at all. And then we'll just give you the test after that. Please.
You said that only 150 words should be written
in the RTI query, yes.
We can ask that why only 150 words, not more than
that again would qualify as an administrative decision. And even if you do ask them that question, then they'll give an answer like what Sir did. And they'll say it's to ensure that there's a focused question and to ensure that the information is not... I think it's counterproductive, because now they're just going to have more applications to deal with. Instead of like someone like me who's going to file an application, I'm not going to stop because it's 150 words. I'm going to file a 1,500 word application. I'll file 10 applications, which is more processing for them. It's counterproductive in a way, right? But I think they're targeting people who are of a rural area who can't afford that much of a fee. Therefore you'll just give one form, it's 10 rupees, and then you'll stop, right? So that's you had a question.
It is only applicable Karnataka.
Yeah, this rule, this beautiful rule is
No, actually, I mean, I'll debate with him. For me, I still counter his argument because for me, I think a regular layperson who is not in through any legal mechanics and stuff like that, it is very, very difficult to frame a question. Like when he opens the audience and asks for a question, very difficult not to, it's a good thing is what I think. I am actually the converse.
I'm sorry, I should have given this to you right in the beginning. Anyway, just have a look at this. This is the Lokayukta looks into corruption cases. What he does is that he looks at a certain case where corruption is alleged against a person saying he took money. So they get evidence against him and say, yeah, he has disproportionate assets. His income is 10,000 rupees a month. But if you look at his assets, he has a huge house in the Central Brigade Road, which is impossible for him to have bought with his salary. Then they track it down and say, where did this money come from? It must have come through some sort of a corruption. They build a case against him and then they prosecute him. The Lokayukta does all this. He gets it, but then, like Santosh Shek, they resigned because the only catch to this is that the government has to sanction it. They have to say that, okay, you can prosecute this person, then only they can prosecute him. Which is why there were some 3,000 cases stalled in thing because the government was refusing saying, hey, yes, prosecute him. They were refusing saying no as well because if they say no, you can file an appeal and say, why are you saying no? So they just sat on these applications. They just said, okay, the applications are there, we will consider it in due course. This has been pending for 5-6 years. All the evidence is ready, but the prosecutions weren't going on. That's the Lokayukta. The RTI is for everyone, it's for a lay person to go and ask questions about why the government is doing what it's doing with my money. There has to be some amount of transparency and accountability, right? It's my tax money that I'm giving to the government. It's not their money.
But then it's only what you answer you in a way that is correct. I mean, if I ask a question as to why we need certain things,
Right.
or why money is being spent in a particular way,
Right.
what do you do after that? You file an application.
You file a
No,
right
once you
petition.
find out, if you think that something wrong is being done, which is the case in most situations, like supposing, why they chose Blue Star was because Blue Star gave them some money, and that is quite clear because Onida was cheaper, right? Then I can go to court and I can say there is a certain issue. Once you get the information, see the whole problem was, how can you have redressal when you don't even know the facts, right? If I don't even know why he has done this, or maybe he's a very honest fellow and he found Blue Star and Onida were the same rate, and based on that he saw Blue Star was a better model and therefore he got Blue Star. But I'd like to know that anyway, right? I should have a right to know why he has done this because, as a citizen, it's my money what he's doing. Right? So that is the issue. Redressal is there for every wrong. There's always a remedy. That's one of the first things we learn in law school. It's a Latin maxim which is "ibi jus ubi remedium," which is that where there is a wrong, there is a remedy. Any wrong, you always have a remedy before court. Right?
But in just to supplement in RTI, now I have already built the evidence before actually filing my writ petition in a way. So I am going and filing a petition against him saying that look, this is what you stated. And
So if there's any question at all, any point in time, please feel free to call us or any other way to contact us, email us, find us online, anything. Right. So now we'll just give you the test. How many of you are there? Is everyone here?
yeah, see, last couple of things, especially to you guys, I'm telling. Most of some marks came and happened to select a school, happened to select a branch. It was all not so much earmarked towards one end desired objective or something like that. Now this is perhaps one of my journeys which I am making with you guys in Parikrama is that upfront there is so much of information which is seeping. Joint entrance examination, IIMs or national school, I don't think people are so much aware. Okay, one is the money part of it, another is just creating the awareness itself. Because most of the parents in middle class and stuff like that are still not so much friendly. For example, RTI, most of the staff here won't know. When you ask people to expand, they'll be struggling. So there is a lot of fun lost in life because of lack of awareness. You understand, right? So that is what we are trying to fill in. So, and also the other part is that by yourself, because you are now just aware that there is something called this as a profession, you can't say that I like it or dislike it. You are able to understand, right? I think you should allow it to percolate, and it is appealing, both from a monetary perspective, in terms of working with some of the best firms, being with the best set of intellectuals. So multiple end objectives are met by looking at this, and you're truly competitive. In the country, probably you are, by doing all whatever you are hearing. These the two ladies and the gentleman are among the top 50, at least that's what he was telling. which is needed for the Mangalore National Law School. So they are there, which essentially gives them that much amount of supreme confidence in doing whatever they want to or whatever. You understand, right? So from that perspective, I wish that you put your best effort and write it. And I don't know how many kids in Bangalore have got to spend their Tuesday afternoon understanding that there is some organization which is going to provide just about everything free for them to ensure that they actually complete law school. I don't know. I mean, will it motivate? Maybe if they talk to 1,000 kids, there are the 3 who just glisten, you understand, right? And there is a gleam in their eyes. They will go and pursue it and make it their dream. So this is how dreams are made of. You understand, right? It won't. I mean, these are dreams which are. I mean, you are already lucky because it is coming to your doorstep. You understand, right? So you have to make a story out of it. That's what I am trying to tell you. So just dream big and give your heart and soul to a written test, and make sure that you really mark saying that, man, this could be my key to the treasure chest. Otherwise, you are a fool if you are going to sit in that exam and critically it and
Sharpness are here. Receive any the 3. Anybody else needs a pencil, sharpener, or erase? Has everyone received the question paper? Please check that you have 8 printed pages. One behind the other, 4 sheets and 8 pages. Please ensure you fill the first page fully before you start writing. Also, please mention a telephone number on top. There is no field for it, just write it on top. Right? It's compulsory. Everyone should write the telephone number. Please write it on top. And question number 21. Options there, A, B, C and D. There will be only one answer. The answer is either true or false, which means all 4 are true or all 4 are false. Right? That's only one answer. Apart from that, question number 23, you are required to write a reason with your answer. Write yes or no and write a reason as to why you are writing yes or no. Right? And the paper skips from question number 25 to 27. Don't worry about it. Just continue writing. You get 1 hour from now. All the best.
Yeah.